Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another perfume review video. My name is Naz. This is my channel, the King of Hidden Gems. I try to bring to your attention fragrances are usually very good value for money. They smell good. They're usually on the radar. Not many people talk about them. I think at least you should do your research. Try them for yourself and see if they're any good to you. So in this video I have another introduction slash review for you, and this is a brand that you never thought you'll hear a perfume or a fragrance from. Yes, this is Everlast. Everlast is a clothing or sport equipment company. They've been around for a very long time. They are very, very famous, and the main business obviously is clothing and equipment for the sports, especially the extreme sports like boxing, like things like that. So this one in particular, it was one of the first releases from them in terms of fragrances, and it came out in 2005. There is a very famous perfumer for it. Well, at the moment on Fragrantica doesn't mention his name, but if you search the perfume, if you are interested, if you search the perfume and perfumer, it will come up. So for that, this is one of those hidden gems, basically very unknown, very on the radar. Not many people talk about that. I think only one or two people, Scentland and Dollar and Cents, they talked about it before, and me included, 3 people. What a shame it is, because this is an absolutely beautiful perfume. First thing first, in terms of presentation, is very simple. Oh, by the way, the name is Everlast Original 1910 for Men, EDT 100ml. In United Kingdom, you can find there is a rumor that it's been discontinued. I'm not sure how true it is, because it's still available from time to time. You can find it online. If you're interested, do your research, Google it, and see if it comes up. It goes for, in United Kingdom, it is a little bit on the pricier side. It goes under £50, but in other places like United States, in Europe, I think you can find it cheaper, maybe under £40 or even under £30. So for that price, this is superbly gorgeous. This one is very, very close to Sushi Imperial 1920, Bois 1920. Sushi Imperial Bois 1920, which is a niche brand, and that particular perfume is about £250 for 100ml. So imagine that one, 250, this is under 50. Yeah, very, very close. I would say around 95% close to it. When you smell them side by side, you can't tell the difference is that close. So as I said, this is quite a famous perfumer for it, and you can smell it. You can smell the quality, you can smell the construction, you can smell know-how, you can smell knowledge, you can smell experience behind this perfume. In terms of presentation, very, very simple, as you can tell, very simple design, classic, quite nice looking, but nothing groundbreaking. The box itself is quite simple, which I don't have anymore, and also it's got a nice cap on it, which I don't have, and the atomizer is silver and modern. And here we go, look at that, beautiful, almost pressurized, but it's not pressurized. So very, very good good presentation and good atomizer for it. So this one, in every time I wear it and smell it, I think why people don't talk about this. Is so good. So this one aimed for men, obviously, and it is quite masculine. Although it's very, very masculine, if you're a lady and you like this kind of perfumes, obviously it doesn't mean anything, you can wear it as well. But it leans very, very masculine to my nose, especially the classical side of it, because this perfume is like an amalgamation of classic and some modern, but mainly classic. So it's very, very classical. It reminds me to some extent of Cream Shave, Aftershave, and colognes and things like that in the 1970s and 80s. So this is reminiscent of 1970s and 80s perfumery, if you like. So for as I said, for gender, definitely masculine. in terms of age, I would say at least 25 years and older, if not 30 years and older, because as I said, this is quite on the classical side, cream shavy, and very, very classic, and barbershop is got a little bit of barbershop feel to it as well. In terms of occasion, this is quite on the casual side, but believe me, I wore this when I was going out a few times, like dressed up, and it was absolutely beautiful. But again, you have to be mature nose or mature soul. You have to have a mature soul to enjoy this. In terms of occasion, as I said, and in terms of season, this is all year rounder, but it's better suited for warmer weather because it is quite fresh, although it's got a spiciness to it and depth and complexity to it that you can use it in winter. So it's very, very versatile in that term. So let's get into the smell of this perfume. Oh, first, the other thing is the longevity. The longevity on this one is very, very good, especially for eau de toilette, especially for a very reasonably priced perfume, and especially for a fresh fragrance. Although it's not a fresh, this is, I would classify it as semi-fresh to semi-dark. Okay, so it is semi-fresh. And yeah, so longevity very, very good. On my skin goes easily over 6 hours. On a t-shirt and material goes easily over 8 hours. Sometimes I can smell it the next day I woke up. So very, very strong, especially on t-shirt. It lasts very, very long time. On skin, easily over 6 hours, maybe up to 7 hours easy. So it's a very, very good performer again for the kind of perfume it is. So the perfume itself is very, as I said, classic. So it's very classic. It's reminiscent of aftershave, it's reminiscent of cream shave, it's reminiscent of barbershop perfumes, barbershop fragrances and scents, and like a cologne, traditional colognes as well, because it's got a spicy aspect to it, and it's very when it opens up big citrus, especially the lime is very, very prominent in here, and that reminds me of those classical perfumes. So let's go to the notes breakdown. This is according to Fragrantica. On top we have mandarin orange, lime, lavender, mint and grapefruit. In the mid we have cinnamon, nutmeg, tarragon, cypress and geranium. And in the base we have patchouli, leather, gaiac wood, tonka bean and musk. So as you can tell, it is quite a complex perfume, which is very, very good for, especially for a price, especially because it's got a very, very well-known perfume behind it. By the way, the perfumer, I can't remember his name right now, but it's very famous perfumer, and also he's done majority of the perfumes he's done, which are quite well known, are on the niche side. So this one is one of the exception to the rules, that he's done it for a Everlast or for a designer fragrance basically. So anyway, so when it opens up with huge citrus. So the grapefruit is very prominent in here, the lime is the most prominent, and also the tangerine, the mandarin orange. So these are very, very prominent and noticeable, and that citrus stays there for a very long time, which is very, very impressive. It doesn't go like 10-15 minutes and go away. No, it stays at least half life of this perfume, which is very, very impressive. The lavender and the mint in here are very, very good together, again giving it a very aromatic feel, also a hint of mintiness. But the lavender is by far the bigger player rather than the mint itself. So lavender is very, very prominent again, and that is part of what it reminds me of classical fragrances. And also the geranium in here, again giving it another aspect of classical fragrances, because geranium was very, very much utilized in 60s, 70s and 80s in men's fragrances. So the geranium in here and lavender giving it that classical feel, plus the aromaticness. This perfume is very, very aromatic, so you need to like your aromatic fragrances. Overall, I classify this fragrance as citrus aromatic woody fragrance. Okay, so citrus aromatic woody, and also the classification of this fragrance is semi-fresh to semi-dark. The cinnamon, the nutmeg and the tangerine here giving it that spicy feel. So it's very, very spicy and it's very, very noticeable. Cinnamon and nutmeg, definitely the combination again adds to that classical feel, because again cinnamon and nutmeg were utilized a lot in the fragrances from 60s, 70s and 80s, for especially for men. Cypress here giving it that green aspect, the green leafy aspect of it. little bit of grassiness, little bit of green, little bit of camphorous feel to it overall. The in the base, by far the biggest player is the woods. It says Gaiac wood. I smell something like combination of sandalwood and cedar as well, so it's very woody in the base, but it's very creamy, and the creaminess of this perfume is come from vanilla, which is not they are not mentioning in the note breakdown, which is interesting. Second half-life of this fragrance is dominated by vanilla. The vanilla in here is a classical vanilla, it's not a modern vanilla, so it's giving it smoothness rather than sweetness. Overall, this fragrance is moderately sweet, so it's in the bang in the middle. It's not too little, it's not too much. Between 0 to 10, 10 being the sweetest, is around 5, so it is moderate on the sweetness, but the main accord of the vanilla in here making it very smooth. So it's very smooth. This fragrance is almost creamy. So the sandalwood and the vanilla, which are not mentioned in the notes breakdown, giving it that creaminess, which is delicious. Patchouli, hint of patchouli, not too much. I get a little bit of patchouli here, yes, to giving it body and depth, and also a little bit of earthiness. Leather, to be honest with you, I don't get that much leather. Maybe a hint of leather. It's more like a soft leather and suede rather than leather, and again it's very clean. Tonka bean in here giving that sweetness plus the vanilla in here, but again, as I said, is moderate. Tonka bean here adds to the nuttiness of this fragrance, which is goes very well with a nutmeg in here, and giving it that nutty, spicy feel. Overall, this fragrance is quite spicy, so you need to like your spicy fragrances as well. So this fragrance, absolutely yes for me, at least for my age, for my experience, for my taste, this is a beauty in a bottle. If you like the description of this fragrance, if you like fragrances from 70s and 80s, if you like it very masculine, Cologne like, barbershop like, cream shavy like, and things like that in that nature, this is a very good representation of it. So it opens up with a huge citrus, and the citrus stay there for a half-life of this fragrance, which is very impressive. Fresh spiciness mainly coming from that cinnamon and the nutmeg, which giving it very spicy aspect to it, but again hint of freshness to it as overall to this fragrance. Very aromatic, which is coming from the lavender and the geranium in here. Very woody in the base, which is combination of sandalwood and cedar plus the Gaiac wood, making it very woody. Cinnamon is very noticeable in here, and that cinnamon giving it another aspect of classical wood. It's quite green and grassy, which is coming from the combination of that cypress plus the herbal notes plus the patchouli, giving it leafy aspect and also earthy aspect. The lavender is very noticeable, especially from the beginning to the half-life of this fragrance, so that makes it very aromatic, and a hint of patchouli in the base and a hint of soft leather as well. So if you like the description of this fragrance, this is one of the best fragrances out there for this kind of fragrances. It's like amalgamation of so many 70s and 80s fragrances for men that were very barbershopy, very Cologne-like, very aftershave-y, very cream shavy-like fragrances, which I love myself personally. I'm a big fan of that era and fragrances like that in that genre. Overall, beautiful fragrance, highly recommend it if you find it for a good price. To me, if you like this kind of fragrances and you're on the mature side of things, if you like mature and fragrances, this is a beauty in a bottle. Chris from Scentland, he said this is a sunshine in a bottle, and I agree with him. It's very uplifting, it's very happy, it's very bright fragrance overall. Okay guys, if you have it, if you know it, if you tried it, let us know your experience. That would be useful for others to read. If you like what I do, if you find it useful, informative, valuable or entertaining, please don't forget to hit those buttons. This way you help me, encourage me, motivate me to bring you fragrances like this in future that nobody else is talking about. They're amazing value for money, they smell great, and they're hidden gem, and this beauty is definitely a hidden gem. If you are interested in purchasing one of my own perfumes and support me that way and get something very beautiful in return, you could do that as well. I leave them in the link. I'm the perfumer, I'm the artist, I'm the worker, so there are true handmade perfumes just for you lucky people in United Kingdom. I put more than 60% pure perfume oils in my perfumes, which is unheard of, and that makes them huge, bold, very long lasting, very big personality to them, very artistic and unique. And they are like time capsule. They take you different places, different time, and they are super gorgeous, if I say myself. Thank you very much as always for your watching. Thank you very much for your love and support, and I'll see you later. Bye.